Weep, Grana, Weepingity Bong! And welcome back to my channel where we talk about all things Transformers and Transformers action figure related. And today on my channel we're going to be taking a look at the second figure that's been released in the Shattered Glass line from Transformers, from Hasbro and Takara and all that good stuff. This is the Shattered Glass take on a heroic Megatron. So for those of you who are a little bit confused on why I'm saying the heroic Megatron, Shattered Glass takes place in an alternative universe where Megatron and the other Decepticons are the good guys and the Autobots are the evil bad guys in this situation. As always on my channel, let's kick off by checking a look at the box. And the box for these things are absolutely phenomenal. Love the way that they've done the art style here. Very different to the ones that are on the other types of the boxes. So if we bring it in here, you can see it's very much kind of angular and really nice. You've got the Shattered Glass logo here for the Decepticons logo. Awesome, loving it. Shattered Glass there. Transformers on the side. It's a bit weird, the shaping of the box for this one. I always think that when it comes in the post that it's been damaged in some way, but it's weird. The contours of it are very bizarre. At the back you can see that purple Shattered Glass look as well. At the top you get the Perspex here at the top. I know that Hasbro and Takara are trying to reduce this, but on the Shattered Glass figures we're still getting these at the moment, which is great. Takara Tomy, Transformers, Shattered Glass. At this side we get the larger version here of that awesome artwork of the heroic Megatron. Absolutely love it. Very cool. And then the Decepticon logo there at the top and little tiny Megatron. At the back we get the bot itself, and again this is a rendering, so we'll be checking a look a little bit to see how close they got this to the rendering. At the bottom we see "Don't eat your children because they have small parts." As always with these figures, they come with the destructions, and for all of these Shattered Glass figures, we get this kind of purple and hot pink take on everything, which is nice. It's very different to some of the greener or some of the other ones that we've had recently. So yeah, nice destructions. This is a very easy figure to transform. It's basically War for Cybertron, Siege Megatron transformed incorrectly. Basically, that's it. We also, because I got this from Hasbro, I also got this awesome comic with it, and we'll be checking a look at this in a separate video. First we check the box, then we check the bots inside. So now let's check a look at Megatron here, the Shattered Glass version, and this alt mode is trash. This is horrible. I said this definitely when it was released. I hate this alt mode. It is ugly. This is an ugly alt mode. Like, its own mama don't love it. 100%. It is awful. There is an upgrade kit that you can get that adds some extra blue sections into, like here and some other places, and that is a little bit better, but just look at it. I mean, you can tell it's a mistransformed Megatron. Aesthetically it is just hideous, isn't it? But I do have to say, the plastic on this, and certainly in parts, and I'll go through this when I bring out the War for Cybertron Megatron, parts of it actually do feel more premium. The cannon here with the paint on it, the blue paint, I do really like that. I like that some of the plastic in parts as well does feel a lot more premium. There is still the challenge with the foot that I'll show you in a second, that my other Megatron also has a challenge with that foot, and that has unfortunately carried through to this mold as well. From the back it's ugly, from the side it's ugly, from the front it's ugly, from the top it's ugly. These parts are new and they do just come off, so he is a little bit of a parts former. No real articulation or anything to speak of in this. Let's just move on. I mean, this is
This is bad comedy.
Now let's just do a very quick comparison here. So if we compare this one right here to the actual War for Cybertron figure, then we can see the size comparison here. So the War for Cybertron Megatron versus this one. Obviously it's the same mold, just a little bit different. We'll do a better comparison when we actually start to check a look at it in its alt mode, because this one is going to be basically a triple changer. If we look at a Shattered Glass Megatron, this is more of the Legends scale. So this is the New Age take on a Shattered Glass Megatron, and yeah, I hate this alt mode as well. Basically, nobody can do a decent alt mode for Shattered Glass Megatron at the moment. And then finally, let's bring out his nemesis, the evil Shattered Glass Optimus Prime. And he's much bigger than a Shattered Glass Optimus Prime in the alt mode, because this one is just purely stretched out. You can see the legs and stuff. Transformation time on this bad boy then, and what we're going to do is we're going to transform this into its kind of original tank mode, which is much better. So the first thing we do, take off the blue translucent part here, and take off the blue translucent part here, because this actually isn't in the destructions, so the destructions don't actually tell you how to turn it into the awesome tank mode. You take this section off here, and then bring out the legs, and then I think we have to pull out this section here, and then bring it over and bring the leg round. Once you bring the leg round, you've got a little clip just here on the side. This tab will go down, and then we'll tab in to the side there, and then just do the same on this side. Yep, like that. And then you can bring the whole tab in and tab it round, and then push this bit here. You hear that nice click, then it does have a habit of popping out, so just make sure, and when you do fold it in, you kind of have to fold it underneath this section here, and then when you can see, now that I've turned it around, it wants to come out again, unfortunately. So tab it back in, and then you can bring out his massive sword. Now this definitely feels more premium. I don't know if they've extended some of the tabs on this from the Megatron version. I'll show you more on that one later on, but it definitely clicks together a lot better and is a little bit stiffer when it comes to actually putting everything together. This definitely, in hand, this feels a lot more premium. Slide that in, tab that into the barrel, and there we go. There is the awesome tank. Alright, so time for the second mode, and this is gorgeous. For me, there is no need for the flying version, because this tank is absolutely beautiful. The colours, I think, are absolutely gorgeous. I love the way that the blue and then black and then blue again on this. I loved this tank mode when it was the War for Cybertron Megatron version, and I think in this colour, there's something about it. There's something about it that makes it stand out even more, and I adore the way that this looks. I think this is beautiful. You will get some articulation here, so you can do a full 360, but for some reason, again, when I want to bring it round, it wants to separate this section here. So you will get a full 360 from this, but when it gets to about here, the next movement wants to kind of kick this front piece out. So I'm not sure why. There's a little, it just seems to catch a little bit, so you can get a full 360 from it, but you'll just need to push it back together, which is bizarre. But you can definitely get from here to here with no problems whatsoever. The foot issue that I spoke about before is very visible though when it's in this mode. This on mine is super loose. Not great at all, Hasbro. That's very disappointing. Again, more challenges with these Shattered Glass figures. So Blur had issues, and now unfortunately this one has issues as well. So yeah, disappointing. The original version that I have of this figure as well, the 35th anniversary figure, that has issues on the toe as well. So, yeah, disappointing on that one. You can also bring out these blue sections, and you have multiple ways that you can kind of add these. You can add them here, so he's kind of almost like a flying tank. Again, looks way better than the alt mode, than the official alt mode. And the other version that you can do with these as well is you can also have these up there and up here. Unfortunately, it has the crappier section of the molded on the way up, but that for me, that's a winner. Okay, so now let's do another quick comparison here, and first of all we'll bring out Megatron's tank, and you can see now the differences between the two, especially with the colorization. Very nice differences here with the color. I do believe that this just looks so stunning here. I always give Hasbro a lot of grief for not painting their weapons, and although this is a bit cel shaded, it's still not exactly more than a gray cannon. Adding that color just makes it look and feel so much more premium. I really wish that this was the way that they went with a lot more of their figures. Looking at these two tanks side by side, shattered glass wins all the way. Love it. Great looking tank. We can then check a look at the legend scale versus, again, there's no tank mode for this one. Well, maybe there is, but this one's supposed to be Galvatron. This was a reimagining of their legend scale version of Galvatron. But again, this wins for me every single time. And then finally, next to Prime. Prime still is so small compared to this one. He's such a small little guy. Transformation time then for this dude. First thing we do is we take off this section. And we take off this section. Then remove the barrel. So remove the barrel. And then you're going to want to transform this barrel back to where it was. So put these two sections up. And then you have just a tab in there, and then that clips together very satisfyingly to make his sword, which clips together so much better than the original sword. Then we have the rest of this body just to transform very quickly, and the first thing we do is untab down here for the legs, remove this section, and then fold this out, bring the leg out, click this back up, and then we have the first leg done. Again, pivot it out, pivot, and then just bring it in, section round and up, round and down. Bring out this floppy foot, round to the back, and then the other more stable foot as well. In this mode it does hold, but it is super floppy when it's in any other mode. Then twist those around so you've got everything here just at the front section here, and then you can bring this up, undo the arms, and then once the arms are down, you can bring everything else kind of down on itself. Well, untab this, fold these sections flat, and then fold that in. There's his little backpack, and then once the head is down and flat, you can collapse the arm, bring down those top two sections here, unfold the hands, spinning around the gun, and then you've got your standard looking Megs. And then we can also just bring out these two sections here, because these are just going to connect into the back piece here, and then connect into the back piece here. And there we have So here we have our fully transformed Shattered Glass Megatron, and yeah, he looks okay in this mode. You know, he is Siege Megatron, which is a great looking Megatron with some blue bits on the back. He feels a bit more premium. Like I've said, there are definitely bits of this figure that look and feel a lot better than the original mold of this. Looking at the head sculpt, it's a great looking Megatron head sculpt. We know that from the original figure itself. He's white. He's very, very white, this figure. Not sure that that's exactly what we were supposed to get. So if we look at the rendering here, then this is really, really where we see a complete difference here. This is like silver. His face is silver. This looks extremely premium. This dude is white. His face is grey. Check a look at the difference, people. That's a massive difference. Something that's been pointed out to me recently as well, when I've been pointing out the difference from the shots on the back of the figure to the actual figure itself, that people have said that on the back of these figures, it now says products may vary to the pictures, or product colorizations may vary, or colors may vary. Now, mate, just doesn't say that. Show me. Where does it say colors may vary to on the back of the pack? Is it hiding? Is it here? No. It doesn't say that. So probably with this figure, more than any, the rendering is a lie. Looking at the articulation then on this figure, and you'll get a full... Nope, you'll get a half turn and a half turn. I thought you could get a full 180 on this dude, but you cannot. You'll get a little bit of up and a little bit of down. He is on this section here because of the transformation, but that just looks daft. Just looks a bit silly, really. At the arm itself, you'll get a full 360. May have to move this wing piece out, but you will go get a full 360. At the rest of the arm, you'll get a full turn here. You'll get just past a 90-degree bend on the elbow, and the hands only articulate in around the transformation, so no twisty-turny there. You do get some articulation here. You'll get a full 360, but this backpack then just needs to move out to allow you to do that. So that's nice, because usually on a figure that's kind of this wide, they are a bit limited usually around the waist, so it's nice that they have managed to keep some articulation on this figure. And then also all the way to the front, out to the side, and you'll elbow as well, and you'll also get a little bit of that should you need it as well. At the bottom, the foot will articulate out to the side. Again, looks like he's busted up his ankle there as well. And then the gun, obviously, this does remove, so you can actually change where you want this gun. You can have it however you want, so you can do something a little bit different if you want with this figure. And yeah, that's pretty much it, really. Okay, so this dude also has accessories. So this is the sword that he has, and that sword can just go into his arm there. So he's got this massive sword, which is pretty cool. And then he also has this, I guess this kind of doubles up as a shield, and you can just attach this onto the arm as well here. Just attach this bad boy onto here, so he gets a sword and shield and a gun. And that's, yeah, that's all the accessories that he comes with. Pretty nice, I guess, the accessories. It's cool to give him a little bit of a shield as well, I guess. So I just wanted to bring the two swords together to show you what, again, this is where I really start to feel that one is definitely feels more premium than the other. If you listen to this, you can hear that satisfying tab there of this tab and this tab just going in and just clicking together very, very nicely. This one, which is the original 35th anniversary one, it's very soft, doesn't tab together very well at all, this sword. So this definitely, certainly from a tab, it just has a crisper feel to it and makes that satisfying, that satisfying pop. Okay, so now it's time for the comparison, and first of all, let's compare him to his former self, or certainly the 35th anniversary version of this figure. And yeah, you know, it's the same figure with blue wings. So, do I prefer this version to this version? No, I really don't. I do like the blue and the way of all this looks. Had this have been completely silver, as was promised in the rendering, I would definitely have gone with this one probably being a lot better looking than this figure, although I do love the cell shading on this figure. But yeah, overall, it just doesn't do it for me. I don't really like the white on it either too much. Yeah, I'm going off it by the second the more I talk about it as well, which is very disappointing. Then next to a Shattered Glass Legends scale version of Megatron, and yeah, this is what a Shattered Glass Megatron should look like. This is near perfection. You know, this dude does okay, and you can, like I say, you can get a pack with this and this piece, so they do go on there. Hasbro obviously haven't released that, somebody else has, but this is what you should look like. This is a Shattered Glass Megatron for me. This thing is absolutely gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. Yeah. Then next to, finally, a Shattered Glass take on Optimus Prime. We can see he does look a lot chunkier, but they are very similar within their height. So final thoughts on this dude, and would I recommend picking him up? For me, he's an easy miss. I mean, I am desperately trying to complete the Shattered Glass line because I love the idea, I love the concept, and it's something that I am invested in from a comic point of view. So I want to read all the comics and I want to collect all the figures. If I wasn't invested in Shattered Glass, the idea and the concept of it, I'd skip this. I would miss this one in a heartbeat. It's not great, if I'm honest. And the more I look at it, the more I dislike it, and the alt mode is just horrible. Let me know your thoughts on this one down in the comments. Were you super excited about this? Would you have preferred this to be what the rendering yet again promised but was undelivered? And I'll see you in my next video. Alright guys, in a bit. Peace!